Ruby Franke. You guys probably remember Ruby Franke due to the infamous family channel 8 Passengers, which in my opinion, family channels are probably the worst, and 8 Passengers is no exception. 8 Passengers was a family channel run by Ruby Franke. You know, she's the mom, and you know how family channels go. The parent runs it, films the kids, do a bunch of shit, and then they, I guess, sometimes a little too much shit that the parents would film and then would go on to. The difference is that this family, this right here, the 8 Passengers, is probably like one of the most bizarre cases of what a family channel can do to a motherfucker. As the 8 Passengers saga has slowly came to an end, Ruby decided to quit the 8 Passengers YouTube channel and instead commit to this business called Connections, which is run by Jodi Hildebrandt. As I went deeper and deeper into the Connections rabbit hole, I learned very quickly that Jodi Hildebrandt is not a good person. In fact, she has a history of ruining lives. She has a history of, like, I guess, breaking up marriages. Like, there are even interviews from people that have a bad experience with Jodi Hildebrandt. One of them is even her own daughter or niece. Like, imagine getting exposed by your own daughter or niece. That's embarrassing. Anyways, Jodi and Ruby decided to become business partners and decided to work on the Connections brand and start building it more and more as time goes on. They even had a whole like Facebook group about it, and where parents can ask questions and they can answer it in the most stupid way possible. And a couple months ago, back in August of 2023, 8 Passengers Ruby was actually arrested for child abuse, and the details of it is very horrible. First of all, the way police found out about this is utterly shocking, and it's honestly sick. So what happened was a boy in, I assume, one of Ruby's sons, snuck out the window and went to a neighbor's house to ask for food and water, and then the neighbor looked concerned at the poor kid and then decided to call the cops on Ruby and Jodi. And then once the cops show up, they saw how injured the kids look, and turns out his sisters were also in there, so this was like more than one kid. So then the cops decided to investigate, and then soon enough Ruby was arrested for child abuse. Long time coming, didn't expect this shit to happen. Ruby, from what I saw, Ruby was just some like bitch of a mother that is just annoying to have. But I guess we can't really put shit on her. Well, guess what? Now we can put shit on her because she fucking sucks. Look at her. She's out there putting duct tape on her fucking kids like they're fucking not even. I was about to say dogs. Not even dogs get treated this way. Ruby treats her kids like a fucking prisoner. The worst part of all this is that Jodi Hildebrandt, as I told you earlier, that she is a master manipulator, that she has broken up families in the past. Well, it got to Ruby. Ruby and her husband decided to split up while Ruby was at Connections, and they haven't seen each other for like a year or so. And then once Ruby got arrested, the husband, Kevin, decided to act, or now Kevin is portraying himself as the good dad, or the good dad that's trying to save his children from this shit, when literally the guy wasn't there guy didn't give a fuck. Like, dude, if your wife is distancing you from the kids for like a year, you should at least do something. Like, it's pathetic that you didn't even put in effort into trying and you didn't put effort into seeing your kids. You're just letting your fucking wife and her stupid business partner steamroll you into the conversation. You're not a man, Kevin. You're a fucking bitch. A bitch that probably shouldn't even have kids. That's probably enough detail where I can just conclude you and where you can guys just form your own opinion based on the facts I've given you so far. And yeah, so the reason why I'm talking about this now is because recently Ruby Franke first back in December, she pleaded guilty to child abuse. I think it's like 4 counts of child abuse. And then recently she got sentenced. And the sentencing, in my opinion, is pretty not... It's soft. Like, it's the softest sentence, I think. I feel like this person should be given, like, the death penalty for the shit she's done. Because honestly, I don't know how you look at her and then you just don't want to like beat the ever living hell out of her or hope that she gets like get her ass kicked in prison. Anyways, I did a bit of a screen recording where I sort of react to Ruby's sentencing and Ruby's, the whole 8 passenger saga, I guess, come to a close, and now where I assume these kids are now gonna have a little bit more privacy. Her mom's already sentenced. This story's probably over, at least for the public eye. I don't think it's over for them specifically, but it's probably over for the public eye. Now these kids can rest and they can like heal from what the fuck is going on with this 8 passengers nonsense, because honestly I would probably want some privacy too. So keep the kids in mind when you see all this shit. Just all I gotta say is just keep the kids in mind, let them heal, keep them peace, and yeah, show them some love. Boys and girls, we have a lot to cover in here. So, do you guys remember 8 passengers from a couple months ago? You guys probably don't remember, but I covered this channel back in August when, or probably August or September, I covered them when Ruby Franke, the head of the 8 passengers YouTube channel, was actually arrested for child abuse. If you want to see my perspective or my takes, you can check it out on fucking Rumble. The platform that nobody probably uses. I uploaded here because I had a strike on my channel and I didn't want to get a third one by uploading this video. But yeah, you can check this out on Rumble if you want to see my takes on the 8 passenger situation. It's a very bizarre situation. The mom, 8 passengers, the head of the 8 passengers channel, is not a good person. She is actually horrible. It came to light all the horrible actions back in 2020 when she was laughing at the fact that she doesn't give her kids food, that doesn't give her kid a bed, and she sent her son to the wilderness for months, and he had no bed for 7 months because he pulled a prank on his brother, saying that they're not I'm sorry, I'm laughing because of how stupid the prank sounds. They went to Disney. The oldest son made a prank on one of his siblings, saying, "Yo, we're going to Disneyland." And then the little sibling obviously got excited, packed their shit, and then got their shit ready. And then the son was like, "Psych, we're not going to Disneyland, bitch." And then, Ruby was like, you're going to the fucking forest. That's literally what it was like. Like, what the fuck? So anyways, yeah, Ruby, recently she was sentenced to prison. Oh, she already got sentenced, but no, she pleaded guilty a couple months ago. And now she has officially been sentenced, like 4 to 60 years in prison. So yeah, let's take a look at this news source right here. Loyal and trustful. Ruby Franke sentenced up to 30 years in prison for the child abuse situation. This is not good. Actually, this is good because Ruby Franke gets to go to prison and her kids get to live happy lives.
Former mom influencer Ruby Franke and her business partner Jodi Hildebrandt are each facing up to 30 years in prison for child abuse. During sentencing...
Oh, I forgot to tell you that Jodi Hildebrandt, the mastermind behind all this shit, is also going to fucking prison too. Because, well, Jodi Hildebrandt is a shit-faced cockmaster. Jodi Hildebrandt basically controlled Ruby. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know if Ruby sold her soul to fucking Jodi. But, yeah, Ruby just bended the knee to Jodi. Like, everything Jodi does, Ruby just bows down on her knees and just... come on, Jodi, take everything from me. And yeah, that's what caused her and then I think Jodi is not a good person either. I mean, based on her past, a couple years ago, she's known for splitting up families, ruining lives. She even one time got her license, her doctor's license, on hold or some shit because she decided to tell one of his clients' porn addiction to a church, and that didn't sit well with. Of course, it doesn't sit well, but that wasn't good, and so they decided to. Yeah, so her license was on hold. She was able to get it back for some reason, and then she just continued her shit. Partnered up with Ruby last year, and then did her Moms of Truth shit, where they give new moms or up and coming moms advice on how to be, quote, a good mom. Not saying just take their advice, but it was there. And yeah, we are here. And apparently Kevin, last I was checking on the 8 Passengers lore, Kevin and Ruby were legally married throughout this shit. And now Kevin, I think back in December, I guess divorced Ruby. I mean, obviously you're going to divorce Ruby because of this shit. But Kevin is not a good person either. Kevin the dad is not a good person either. He sucks. He's arguably just as bad as Ruby. Kevin was absent throughout the kid's life. Didn't even make an effort to join the kid's life or do shit like that. He even attempted to charge his own daughter for taking like electronics and iPads and shit from their house, and wanted to like charge the daughter with burglary. Yeah, so all around, I have a lot more to say about the situation. This story is like a complete disaster, but I think I've rambled for enough times.
Franke offered a tearful apology with her estranged husband and their 2 children there in court. ABC News Live anchor Kana Whitworth had
Wait, what?
Estranged husband and their during sentencing, Franke offered a tearful apology with her estranged husband and their 2 children there in court. ABC News Live anchor Kana Whitworth has the latest.
It is important to me to demonstrate my remorse and regret without blame.
A reckoning for the once popular momfluencer turned inmate Ruby Franke, now set to serve up to 30 years in prison for her role in abusing her own young children.
To my babies, my 6 little chicks, you are part of me.
The disgraced
You clearly didn't like the part of you.
mother of 6 sobbing while apologizing to her family.
I took from you all that was soft and safe and good. I took from you your mother. How terrifying this must have been for you.
Franke's estranged husband Kevin and their
Oh my god, wait.
2 adult children.
Is that Kevin with Chad and Sherry?
Terrifying this must have been for you.
Franke's
Oh, I thought I wasn't gonna see them.
estranged husband Kevin and their
Bro, Chad's blocking Kevin, but we can tell this is Kevin. Oh, so they're... I'm not gonna say anything.
2 adult children in court. Overnight, Kevin's lawyer telling ABC News these injuries were both physical and psychological.
The lawyer's a dumb fuck, too. He went on an interview with I don't know who. I guess it was like Good Morning America or some shit. Went on an interview to defend Kevin throughout this whole situation. And he did a terrible job. Keep in mind, this guy is obviously his lawyer. He's going to protect Kevin at all costs. But yeah, he did a terrible job.
And the scars will remain for a lifetime. The judge handing down the same sentence to Jodi Hildebrandt, who was once an established therapist in the Mormon church with specialized training and counseling, a skill the judge says makes her more dangerous.
You terrorize children, and the results have been tragic.
Prosecutors liken
I don't know if they're going to... Actually, no, I'll let him speak. I don't know if they're going to talk about this, but once this video's over, I'll probably talk about
the
it.
conditions Hildebrandt created to a concentration camp-like setting.
They were beaten, and the 12-year-old was regularly bound hand and foot.
Franke claiming Hildebrandt manipulated her through their faith. The two often appearing together in Hildebrandt's online life coaching program.
I'm Jodi Hildebrandt, and I'm Ruby Franke.
Hildebrandt, for the first time, speaking out briefly in court.
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. That's a Dak Prescott heart count.
I sincerely love these children.
Bullshit.
I desire for them to heal physically and emotionally.
But prosecutors questioning her acceptance of responsibility.
Miss Hildebrandt just has not expressed any remorse.
No, she didn't.
You think Jodi's gonna end up doing more?
I hope that Jodi does serve more. I think that would only be fair.
Frankie's attorney alleging...
At least Ruby said some... At least Ruby made some gay, tearful apology. Keep in mind it wasn't a good one, but at least she made some, like, gay apology that at least you can... Not respect, but, like, at least she notices. At least she's remorseful for this shit. Maybe it's fake for the cameras or for the judge to get a light sentence. But, yeah, maybe. Yeah, at least she said something remorseful. At least she said something remorseful. Jodi, on the other hand, didn't say anything remorseful. In fact, she blamed the kids for what is happening to her right now. Jodi only thinks about Jodi. Jodi is an absolute... What's the right word? An absolute cunt.
That Hildebrandt was a powerful manipulator.
Deception started 4 years ago.
That we did know.
And progressively increased to the point where I think, truthfully, Ruby lost track of what was right versus wrong.
And ABC News Live anchor Kana Whitworth.
Nah, Ruby was bound to go that path, even without Jodi. Jodi just, like, pushed it even more. Jodi just pushed it even more. Like, Jodi just signal boosted her confidence. Ruby was already going down that path.
Joins me now from Utah for more. Kana, you were in court when Ruby Franke and Jodi Hildebrandt gave their statements. What was the reaction in the courtroom?
Yeah, Diane, I mean, it wasn't just emotional for Ruby Franke, right? Her estranged husband was there along with their 2 adult children, and he became very emotional as she was reading her statement. You know, initially it started out with he sort of had a furrowed brow just watching her, but when she started to read her statement, when she started to talk about him, she called him the love of her life. He became very emotional, red, put his head in his hands, started crying. But her 2 kids, we watched them as well, and essentially they sort of stared straight forward. And she said things like, the moment that I was placed in handcuffs was the moment that I got my freedom. And she also had a long list of apologies, Diane, to dole out, and that included to her siblings as well. At one point, Diane, she apologized to her siblings for what she called her choice to roll around in a pigsty.
What the fuck are these, like, shits are you saying, Ruby?
For Jodi Hildebrandt's statement, it wasn't as apologetic, and that is something that prosecutors are certainly taking notice of. At one point, she said, Diane, I dearly love these kids. And at that point, Diane, Ruby Franke's older children were very taken aback by that.
Now,
yeah, fucking Jodi is just probably fucked herself even more. Jodi, yeah, fucked herself even more. At least Jodi's keeping it a buck.
Hildebrandt, Kana, were both sentenced to 1 to 15 years per charge on 4 different charges. So why are they looking at a maximum of 30 years of prison time and not 60?
Right, so that's a Utah law here. They're first-time offenders. So
Utah law's a fucking bitch, bro.
Their time behind bars would max out here at 30 years. The big discussion yesterday was, would they serve this time consecutively or concurrently? So they did decide they will serve it consecutively. At one point, the prosecutor right here on the steps said if Ruby Franke serves 4 years, he sees that as a job well done. He added that he thinks that Jodi Hildebrandt...
No. It's not a job well done. It's a fucking slap on the wrist. It's like, oh yeah, you fucking duct tape your kids, or you allowed your gay business partner to duct tape your kids and fucking tie them up and fucking lock them in the basement. Oh, that's just a slap on the wrist. Screw you. Yeah, just go to prison for 4 years. Literally, what the fuck? People get fucking worse for weed. Not saying weed's good, but shit, you need to take this shit into consideration.
Should serve more time. And Diane, the prosecution does plan on releasing these jailhouse phone calls in which they say proves Hildebrandt lacks remorse. And that is something that the parole board will take into consideration. And Diane, ultimately, it's their decision how much time these women will spend behind bars.
Yeah, Jodi's fucked. Ruby, probably not as fucked as Jodi. Jodi, completely fucked.
ABC News Live anchor Kana Whitworth, thank you.
No, what the fuck? Why? Why are they getting slaps on the wrist? Jodi is not remorseful for the shit that's happening. Yeah, you can see. Look at this. Ruby is not a... Oh, shit. Ruby is not a victim. Stop making her out to be one. She is as much to blame. It's not worse because she was their children's mother. I hope they both get the maximum prison sentence. Yo, I agree with Neety. Bro, your nickname sucks. I hate it. I don't know. I don't know why they get the minimum of 4 years. 4 years is too soft for this shit. What? How long do you... They're going to get out 2027, 2028? 2028 they get out of fucking prison, and then they just continue their lives. I bet they're going to see their kids again. I bet Ruby's going to see her children again. And I bet it's all going to go full hell. I don't know. I just hope Ruby... I don't know. Ruby deserves as much time as Jodi does. Jodi's completely fucked. And Ruby deserves as much time because Ruby's the children's mother. She deserves this much timing. Also, if you guys are concerned for the kids and how they're taking it, well, here is Sherry's Instagram. It appears that she hasn't posted shit. Maybe this a haircut. Muppets. And here's Chad, who made a Instagram reel with his girlfriend. Girlfriend, you'd love your mom. Boyfriend, my mom's in prison. So, yeah, so, I guess Chad is taking his mom's prison sentence very well. Probably not. Probably this is a way to cope, which, in my opinion, social media is probably not a good way to cope, but some people use social media as a way to cope. Not really going to shit on them there. So yeah, this is how Chad is formally taking it. I guess that's all. Hopefully these women, Ruby and Jodi, get the death penalty. That's not going to happen, but hopefully in one of those 4 years, some jacked up woman just beats the ever-living hell out of them and just kills them.